Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Raiders Daily. My name is Jackson. I post daily Raiders content, so be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys enjoy it. Raiders fans, I'm sure you already saw Davante Adams today on social media. Where's Aaron Rodgers buying his house? Next to mine. Well, I have some opinions on this, and we'll get started with just Aaron Rodgers to Las Vegas. Now, if you guys have been watching my recent videos, you know my thoughts on this. I don't see Aaron Rodgers actually leaving the Las Vegas Raiders. We're in that weird part of the NFL season right now where we're just fresh into the offseason for a majority of football teams, and there's this report, there's that report, there's the other report, and it's like, all right, what do we believe right now? Some people think Green Bay has said that they will try to trade Aaron Rodgers. Some people think that they have said that they're open to trading Rodgers. I agree with Ian Rapoport, who said earlier today on the Pat McAfee show, or a couple of days ago, on the Pat McAfee show, if Aaron Rodgers wants to be back in Green Bay, he'll be back in Green Bay. So I don't see it as likely. All right, and I also don't think you could trade Derek Carr for Aaron Rodgers or whatever it would be. I think realistically, if we were to actually talk about an Aaron Rodgers trade to Las Vegas, if he were to give the go-ahead to kind of be back with Davante Adams, it's not going to necessarily take that 7th pick, but it is going to take some assets, whether that's through the draft or players like Darren Waller has been a favorite in trades, or Hunter Renfrow, whatever the case is. You're definitely going to have to give up probably a guy like Darren Waller and some draft capital, and it has Raiders fans kind of split on this subject, and I understand it fully. Now, I do want to say this. You also could trade Derek Carr, use some of that capital as just extra ammo to make up for giving up all these assets for Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Aaron Rodgers' trade value is as high as some people may say. There's rumors that the Jets are offering 2 first-round picks, and, the Raiders can offer whatever they want, but the Packers are just going to hang up the phone and call the New York Jets. It's all just speculation. So if we're going to speculate, let's talk about Aaron Rodgers to the Las Vegas Raiders. I do want to say this. I think he would be a significant upgrade from Derek Carr. Okay, now I'm not saying that the Raiders draft a quarterback at number 7 regardless if they were to take Aaron Rodgers or not, but talking about this Raiders team, whether it's offense, defense, or just in general, it depends heavily on the most important position in football, and that's your quarterback. So Derek Carr, right? He is a significant upgrade from Derek Carr. Significant upgrade. So yes, I understand Aaron Rodgers is very pricey, and that's why, to me, I don't think it's necessarily ideal for the Las Vegas Raiders to even entertain a player like Aaron Rodgers, because, you've heard former quarterbacks love to say this, Lamar Jackson, if you want to win a championship, don't take that max deal, right? It's just a fact. Aaron Rodgers is an extremely pricey player. Is Davis going to be open to paying him for the next couple of years at this age? Well, regardless of what the statistics say, which the statistics do say Aaron Rodgers is still better than Derek Carr, even on a down year, I guess, for him. Before this year, the back-to-back MVP of the National Football League. Regardless, he would be a massive upgrade at the quarterback position. So, it's just tough, man, because yes, technically, the Raiders didn't really struggle on offense, if we're going on statistic, nearly as much as they did defensively. If we take a look at total points per game or just total offense, the Raiders are pretty much in every statistic just outside of that top 10 area. When we take a look at the defense, they're usually around the worst 5 defenses or the worst 6 defenses. They're one of the worst defensively, no matter how you want to put it. And offensively, it just kind of goes without saying, you can't put too much stock into it, because, at the same time, the defense was not great, but at the same time, the offensive statistics say that this team wasn't that bad offensively, and it's I don't really agree with that, because the offense was extremely, extremely inconsistent, and I do think a player like Aaron Rodgers would bring some consistency to this team. So there's just so many moving parts in this. If you get Aaron Rodgers, what do you do at 7? If you don't get Aaron Rodgers, if you trade Derek Carr, You're going with Jarrett Stidham. Do you take a QB at 7, or do you draft a defensive player? Do you draft the offensive lineman? What do you decide to do? There's just so many moving parts right now, and it's only February 2nd, but unfortunately for the Raiders, they have this Derek Carr money situation that needs to be dealt by. What is Valentine's Day, right? February 14th. I believe that's Valentine's Day every year. That's such a... Yeah, it is Valentine's Day every year. It's just kind of stupid. Anyways, they have less than 2 weeks to figure out the Derek Carr quarterback situation. We talked about this in the video from yesterday, and I just have such a hard time believing that the Raiders are going to bring back Derek Carr. I have such a hard time believing that Derek Carr wants to be back with the Las Vegas Raiders. So this is a tricky situation. I do think that if Aaron Rodgers were to get traded, I don't think they would trade him to the NFC South. I do think the Packers would just move him out of the NFC in general. But at the end of the day, I still want a young, promising quarterback. Now, no disrespect to Jarrett Stidham, because I think he did a great job in the couple of starts he had at the end of the season. Specifically, that San Francisco game was awesome. It was actually awesome. But you have the 7th pick, and you have a lot of defensive needs, and you need a long-term quarterback. And we're watching these guys like Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes just kind of run the playoffs for the last couple of years and just the regular season in general. And it's like, okay, I want one of those. But I also don't want Will Levis. But I would take CJ Stroud. Is CJ Stroud going to be available at 7? So it's a tough time, to be honest with you. It's a tough time to be a Raider fan right now because there are just so many moving parts, and it's weird because it's like, wait, didn't our season end less than a month ago? The Super Bowl hasn't even been played. The time of this recording, the Pro Bowl hasn't even been played, and we got to worry about all these situations at the most important position in football. The unfortunate answer is yes. So that's why you come here. Right? I love to speculate on this channel. I know Raiders fans, it's great hearing what you guys have to say as far as the quarterback position goes because it's so important. Yeah, maybe Jimmy G as a bridge starter is a good route, and you take a quarterback, whether it's with the 7th pick or in later rounds, whatever the case may be. Next year's draft class, as far as quarterbacks are considered, is actually phenomenal. So it's just a lot. I feel for all Raiders fans watching this video right now because it's just quite a lot. But the point of this, if the Raiders were to give up not necessarily a king's ransom, but like kind of half of a king's ransom to acquire Aaron Rodgers, and that's more money-based than like actual value, draft value, or player value, or what have you, I do think the Raiders would be in a better off position, and I think a lot of things would change. And I think that offense would, no questions asked, be top 5 if Josh Jacobs comes back especially, but I don't know. So the good news is we'll kind of know relatively soon from now. I know it's early February, but still. So hit that like button, hit that sub button, but most importantly, let me know what you guys think about Aaron Rodgers coming to Las Vegas.